Okay. As the Righteous Reprisal opens fire on the Tau Cruiser, it does in fact begin to list and drop towards the surface of Lava Maw. It has been caught in the gravitational pull, but unfortunately, the damage done prior to entering the gravity begins to make the ship shatter and begins to fall in screaming comets of metal instead of one intact vessel. Scalarion is able to safely ferry you all to the surface based on, hey, Mordecai, you got some intelligence for us, sir.
Yes, we do. All right. Actually, where am I right now? Like on the planet? Like it has been a couple weeks. So I just
You
want
are
to
at
make sure.
Hive Primus still.
Gotcha. I'm still at half primes. All right, one sec. I'm gonna have to find it. Okay, so I'm at half promise. I figure I'm like relaxing a little bit after my little negotiation. I'm all proud of it. I do want to call up the squad when they're in the thing, like Death Watch squad. I got some information for you. Right now, I know the exact number of, or I know where all the military installations are. I also know the complete count of all the troops in those locations as well. They do have a Skyray, I found out, which is very bad for us, especially with the Thunderhawk. But we know exactly where the Commander Frigid Jail is. We could take him down, squad. Now, it's all up to you. We could strike right at Frigid Gale. He's the commander, but he has a fair amount of guys with him. Or we can whittle him down with some of the other areas, but I figure that's kind of pointless because we have the troops to do that, legwork. But are you guys ready to take down Frigid Jail? We know where he is.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Are you going to join us for this one this time?
Do you promise not to kill me?
No
I
promises.
make no promises, but we can try our best to not try to kill you unless we need to.
All right. Well,
Why?
that's fair. Actually, real fast. Nah, actually, I could probably ask the guy here. I just didn't know if my stormtroopers are anywhere nearby or they're still at Lacris at the moment.
They're with you.
Bear with me. All right.
Yeah.
In that case, squad, if you can come back to Hive Primus, pick me up. I'm gonna bring some of our better stormtroopers with us, and we could strike it and just end this whole damn debacle in one go. Oh. And as they're going there, I'm gonna start listing like, all right, pretty much we have to go to the governmental seat. From what I can tell from the rebellious governor, we're looking at 50 fire warriors, 3 crisis suits, and then the Shal-El, which is the commander, in their fish speak. But either way, it's going to be pretty tough, all right? And then we have to assume the moment we attack them, reinforcements from all the other positions are going to attack us as well. And that's up to 200 fire warriors and a few dozen crisis suits and stealth suits. So we got to be fast about it, or we're just going to get overrun.
I mean, all they have to do is add a couple more dozen crisis suits, then it'll be a fair fight now that we got the team and Tatama here.
Yeah. Yeah. From what I could tell, it's actually I have the precise numbers. Thank God that rebellious governor. If we take too long, they're gonna receive reinforcements of 200 fire warriors, 30 stealth suits, uh, 12 crisis suits, and 3 broadsides, on top of the Skyray, which is insanely good at anti-aircraft, which they could probably just shoot us with anyway. So,
Now,
but so,
listen. That just sounds like more fun if we wait for them to get reinforcements.
maybe I should stay in Hive Primus. this isn't good. This is quite literally out of my pay grade in the combat sense.
Wait, you get paid?
Okay, come on, we can't do
Literally,
this
he's the
without
only
you.
one of us who does.
Wait, what?
You can
All right.
summon psychic tornadoes to destroy everything. I've seen you do it.
That was like one time and almost burst a blood vessel.
You've also seen him
Still
fail
saw you
to
do it.
psychically throw a knife, so
Well, to be
Remember
fair,
that one time where he just disappeared for like 10 minutes?
Oh yeah, that was actually best case scenario. That was
I
great.
don't think anyone here actually saw it because that was the other Space Wolf.
Oh shit.
Sephirin
Wasn't
has
that
seen it. Sephirin has seen the knife throw.
Yeah. Everyone else has probably heard about Brother Skull.
Yeah, it was Skull
Legend.
said, don't give that one any knives to psychically throw.
Damn.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright.
You might not get them back.
Damn it. Alright. Well, as you guys are thinking of more insults to hurl my way, on your way down, I'm gonna go get the stormtroopers together, make sure they're all fully equipped, and write out their wills. Because shit.
right out there was. Well, I guess we're on to Hive Primus to pick up your Inquisitor then.
Oh, and
Does our Thunderhawk have a name?
I vote the SS Crayon.
So it does.
I vote the Emperor's paper.
You got
Unfortunately,
robotic, but I hope you said Emperor's Crayon because I like that one better. And you see, that's what you got to say stuff first.
Oh, that said though, but as they're coming down, I want to talk to Galos and Barracus and be like, okay, I'm gonna need some things for my stormtroopers. I need some missile launchers.
You know, while we're at Hive Primus, this is more of a discussion to the group than to the Battle Brothers. We do still need to indoctrinate me into the Death Watch.
they cannot
saying.
do it. They do not have standing to do so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering-
unfortunately.
Not done yet.
Look,
I'm just
Like,
not
wondering.
that
even
we with
Captain
the watch
Leadero
captain.
has the standing to move you. It needs to come from your Primarch,
Oh, okay. I just don't know how all that shit works. So I figured I'd bring it up.
according to
the
House
degree.
Terran rules.
Oh man, wow, he's digging real deep with that one. Whew.
We're gonna be waiting a minute for his Primarch to get permission.
Yeah, I was about to say, considering he's potentially dead, who knows?
And without hands.
Just one hand, just one. Okay,
Oh, is it just one?
It's-
I thought both of them were
I thought
off.
it was both.
I think it's
Yeah.
just one now. It's the one that he always wore the pain gauntlet on because he's a fucking weirdo.
Is that a euphemism?
No. It's literally a pain gauntlet and he's a weirdo.
I know they have the pain gauntlet. I mean, it's Dorn, so there's probably some Luigi hentai in there somewhere.
Ah. Okay. So, then, to go back, Mordecai, you have successfully supplied the rest of the squad with the necessary information for them to potentially close out this mission. They are on their way to meet you at Hive Primus. While they are traveling to you, Hasig is doing his best to muster some Imperial Guard issue missile launchers. Sir, I would like for you to take a fellowship test for me.
Sounds good.
Unless, let's see, I'm trying to think if there's potentially a skill that this applies to.
Could I use? I'm not sure. I'm just throwing these out there because they're
Mhm.
possible. Command, commerce, stretch and intimidate. I think those are the only skills I could really stretch.
We'll try command. It isn't a perfect fit because at least Hasig, you don't have to. You do command him by your rank, but you don't have to. He's cooperative. But
Gotcha.
see if it does give you some additional benefit. So just take a flat command test for me, sir.
Sounds good. Ooh. Okay, so I did pass by just 1 degree success.
Okay.
Got a 27 and I need a 42.
Okay. Um, so Hasig, his original intention was to find you a missile launcher per 10-man squad, which is fairly normal. That way you aren't really like overloading a squad with vital resources. He was able to find some additional missile launchers for you. Where, I mean, 3 is still more. It's not a huge amount, but it was 8 in total.
Nice. Sweet. And I'm already planning on taking 1 squad with me. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tight in the Thunderhawk anyway, so I'm just taking a squad. That should be plenty.
Oh, so you're literally just gonna saddle up with 8 missile launchers and just be like, if it moves, fucking shoot it.
Exactly.
Oh god.
I don't want to say this explicitly to the troopers, but they're more or less bodies for me to hide behind and have a little more oomph. Like, I'm not really assuming to take on a whole lot with a squad. I'm hoping those 8 bodies around me will compensate as like the Space Marines have their armor and all that.
Okay. I dig it.
You're gonna take a 9th guy who just has a backpack full of missiles, and then a backpack on his front full of missiles. Missiles in his pockets.
Just pray to the Emperor you don't get shot by anything.
Right. So the Thunderhawk does make its way to Hive Primus. Actual Marines, do you have anything you need to do here before you go into this conflict?
Make sure my gun is loaded.
Same.
Medically examine myself to see if I didn't just leak some brains out of my ears and nose after that fucking
Yeah. You are okay.
I'm going to pass out space crayons to our ground troopers or our meat shields.
Please, I'm
And
gonna
say that
say,
there's
please
some-
make sure your next of kin is labeled correctly upon your crayon.
God. Fucking Alvatrad, so inspiring.
Well,
So
a direct elevator to hell. You can do it.
yeah, boys.
There.
Let's
Tell
do
them
this.
The Emperor sent me.
You know what? How forward-thinking at the pace of our way. We didn't stop and call any of them sirs or madams. They're meat shields. We're expendable.
Yeah.
Possibly even cannon fodder.
Oof, boy. That hurts. I mean, you're obviously talking in your either as yourself or in your Vox so they don't hear you, but it's still rough. These, men, there's no no women in this group. These men willing to give themselves in service to the Emperor for you, and you're just like, yeah, whatever, it's cool.
I mean,
I just want to express how forward-thinking we are.
I intend to use their missiles as football, so I'm going to need one of them by my side.
Jesus.
I've got the strength to throw it.
Making Joe
Can't have it
Flacco look
detonate.
like a bitch.
And if all else fails, I'll just throw him.
You just gonna pick that inquisitorial retinue stormtrooper up, and you're just gonna throw him like a spear.
Yep. I call him the Emperor's Trident. Explosive Trident.
Poor Stormtroopers. They're actually supposed to be like the actual good soldiers.
Yeah,
They
he's
never
gonna be
stood a
really good
chance.
at blowing up something. Good old Tri-Team.
Okay. So real quick, Dewey, I just need to give you one thing, and then we'll be good to go.
Cool.
All right. So the 10-man squad that Mordecai has decided he's going to bring with him, excuse me, and his now 8 missile launchers, boards the Thunderhawk as the squad is standing in the bay, just rearming, reloading, checking vital armor components to make sure that nothing essential is damaged beyond use. As you all are getting ready for your final confrontation with what you hope to be is the Tau Commander in an attempt to crush their resistance on the planet. As you are arming, the remains of the Tau cruiser are beginning to make their way into the upper atmosphere, in large, and now you can see. Remember, Warhammer 40,000 spaceships are gigantic. They are effectively floating New York cities. So this vessel is now beginning to fracture and rain molten debris on the northern continent.
Wow,
Ooh,
that is an impressive sight.
can we discern if Tau bodies are falling too? Because falling Tau is good luck in the coming battle. It
Nothing.
was in my horoscope for today.
Well, what's really funny is if you played your tarot cards right, you might actually have gotten a horoscope. um, you can't tell anything so detailed as that. All you can see is the mass of debris and the cherry red glow of the heat on them as they're passing into the lower atmosphere. One of the key components of Mordecai's intelligence was the actual overlap pattern of the sky rays. Scalarion is unwilling to risk too much danger from the sky rays, which he knows he can't evade. However, there is a gap in their coverage on the northern hemisphere. And he believes that he can basically skim the upper atmosphere and just kind of dive down into that gap and safely get you all into the governmental seat. Before he closes up the hatch to get you on your way, he asks for one final ready check before that happens.
Let's fucking do it. I'm tired of this planet. Fucking sucks. It's either too hot or too cold. Fucking bullshit.
This is true. All right. And so you all saddle up, and Scalarion gets underway. And he does exactly as he says. He hits the upper atmosphere, making sure he's past the sky rays, and then begins to dip down to catch the opening in their coverage, and then effectively once he's past under radar level, effectively skimming the surface of Lava Mall, he begins to carry you all from the northern lakes of Lava Mall in towards the governmental seat. Real quick. Uh, so this real quick. And he basically brings you all in like this. There we go. All right. Into the governmental seat. Safely outside of the threat of the sky rays.
So on this map do we see impact zone?
No, I did not really. I'm sorry, guys. Today was actually hilariously busy at work. Did not have enough time to prep as much as I would like. However, some of the residential like the northern hives are destroyed by the debris, as well as some of the Tau bases. You don't know specifically which ones, but with the cruiser coming down in the manner that it did, it basically truly decimated the northern continent.
All according to plan. Plan B, that is. Singular spaceship onto the government center is plan
Wait,
A.
this is only Plan B? I thought we were more on like Plan D.
I mean, B is down there, right? I don't know my letters.
I don't know letters. Space Wolf.
As you all arrive at the governmental palace, it is a huge, expensive looking building. You can tell that when it was built, it was meant to imitate ancient Terran architecture, and the governmental families of Lavamal did not care how much it cost them to put on this show. That is what they were going to do. Um, on the northern edge of it, near the lakes, it actually has what appears to be a large parade ground. M Home can roll dice. Perfect. Sounds good, sir. Where, as best as you would guess, that's where the regiments of the Snowclaws would gather before departing from Lavamall for their service. So it's this vast, wide open field that regiment upon regiment of infantry and armor can line up and be parade rest, basically. On that space, you see a block of Tau Fire Warriors and several crisis suits, including what looks to be a rare model of Commander Crisis Suit armor.
Could I try to identify it?
You sure can, sir.
Would that just be Forbidden Lore Xenos?
It would be.
I rolled a 7.
Oh my god.
That's 5 degrees of success.
Okay. And this does not depict his armor, but it is the appearance that you can see looking at him. So that's an 85 crisis suit.
All right, this might be the wrong moment to actually bring this up, but can we try to capture him alive, if possible? Like, brutalize him. You can rip his arms off and steal his suit. It's just the squishy insides I need kind of whole, if possible. Like,
So my
if push comes to shove, kill him. But I would prefer him alive, please.
that looks very grabbable.
For you, Mordecai, since you've done so well, sure.
That's spicy meatball response.
Like, the only problem is, like, that picture is, oh, that's not too bad, and those are compared to orcs, and orcs aren't tiny. It's like, shit, that's a big fucking suit.
So, before we begin this battle, I wish to make amends with Thorbeer. So I'm just gonna throw Fluffy at him. Mostly because I don't want to carry him around anymore. I kind of need the servo arm for what's coming up. So Thorbeer, have this poor fire warrior do whatever you want with him. I don't care. Please.
I don't want to anymore. Your amends are not needed. Well, not yet. We need to live first.
Listen, Thorbeer. I'm going to ask nicely. I will stop looking down on your crazy whatever it is that you do, but please refrain from putting stuff in my bags. I like to keep things neat and orderly.
I can't make any promises, but
I'll take it. All right, so Fluffy has now been mauled by Thorbeer. Probably. Goodbye, Fluffy. May you rest in peace.
Pieces.
Yeah.
you could actually use
I mean,
feet to throw at people.
alrighty. So what's our plan for getting down there to this fight? By the way, because the normal thing to do would be to like try to land, but I don't think that's what this squad does.
Now, I just want to walk out the door. Walk out the Thunderhawk door and just let gravity see if it works still.
Guys, like, I don't think Thorveer is waiting for your approval. I mean, Scalarion is hesitant if the group doesn't want to follow him, but in theory, what he sees on the ground is less than likely to ground the Thunderhawk. So if Thorveer just wants to jump out the fucking front, he's like, whatever, I don't care, I'm fine.
Well, part of the ship, part of the crew. I'm jumping with Thorveer.
Oh man.
Looks like we've made amends.
So like, I totally imagine this is like a moment of Thorvir, you're falling out backwards, and you just like reach out your wolf claw hand so that Totama can grab onto it, and you just pull him down with you, so that you can just like,
No, we're high fiving on the way down.
oh, you're jumping out and you're doing like the jumping high five.
Here's what I imagine. We both walk to the edge. We look at each other. We do a subtle head nod. I raise my hand. He raises his. We high five, and on the clap, we just both jump.
Because I know he's not going to jump.
All right, so at this point, Thorvir and Tatama are out. You guys need to figure out what you're doing to catch up.
Albatraz just gonna cannonball. Storm bolter in hand, and just kind of cannonball out.
Decimus, grab Mordecai, and then jump.
No. I'm not jumping out yet. I'm chilling. Don't worry. There's logic to my plan. I'm not gonna wimp out. Don't worry.
I wouldn't have expected you to wimp out, unlike the other times where you may have wimped out. But like I said, you still came through with the psychic tornado and the teleportation to nowhere.
Which, just to double check, how long has it been since that event?
I don't know, maybe 30 minutes.
Hope not.
I mean-
can only do that move once a day.
I will give you that, for the sake of argument, the day has broken into a new one. It may not have been a full 24-hour period, but for the sake of using the power, once per day has passed. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Yeah.
All right. So Albatrad is literally cannonballing out. I cannot imagine that ending well for himself or the Fire Warriors he's going to land on. Thorvir and Tatama are high-fiving on the way out. Sephirin, sir, hilariously, it's the Blood Angel that has the most calm. What are you doing, sir?
I want to slowly just walk to the edge and just step out.
I
Like,
gotcha.
Not really jump out, just sort of fall out, but, intentionally.
Okay. All right, and
Gravity doesn't bother him.
it's his Primarch's angelic wings. All right, and Decimus, sir, you are the last one in the Thunderhawk. How would you like to proceed?
I would like to move to the furthest position away from the ramp. Just start slapping my helmet. Activate Rip and Tear by Doom. Or whoever the fuck wrote that music. And then I'm just gonna full fucking tilt sprint out that ramp.
When you hit the edge of that ramp at full speed, are you going to drop, or are you just leaping off?
I'm leaping out.
I
want to get some distance.
He's going to jump like Mario, so one arm up in the air.
Boing.
I totally love it. I totally love it. All right. Mordecai, you, sir, are staying in the Thunderhawk until things quote-unquote, calm down a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait until things are gonna kind of hit the shit.
Thank you, Kenny. I needed this in my life.
Because like the big thing is like I'm in a ship, but I also have 8 rocket launchers with me in the ship. So I want to get those like kind of in the field. So after everyone jumps up or jumps out, better way to put it. I'm gonna go to Scalarion. Scalarion, put us on top of the nearest roof.
I gotcha. Makes sense. So, with this parade ground, the closest building is the governmental palace itself, and so the this cluster of like fire warriors in crisis suits is relatively close to that, because why in the fuck would they just be standing in the middle of an open field for no fucking reason? They're at least responding to the threat of the Thunderhawk. Again, even if the Skyrays can't shoot it, they're still tracking atmospheric entry. So you'll actually have a fairly good perch being on top of the governmental palace. All right. Everybody, roll initiative for me. 1d10 plus your agility. I need like 2 minutes real quick to roll everybody that's involved. And then we'll get our initiative order together and we will get into this combat.
Well, I'm gonna be bold and say I'm gonna be dead last because I rolled a 1 and I'm a human.
I rolled a 9. Where's my
Okay.
agility?
You're gonna go 3 times before I even go once. Damn it. Yeah. So I'm 4. I'm really low.
Damn it! The Space Wolf with his agility. I will never be as fast as Thorvir. Fucking Space Wolf agility. I tip my
Something
hat
just,
to you.
something to just work towards.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna fucking start that 10-mile run. Gonna get that cardio going.
I don't think you'll be able to ever keep up. You're
No, I'm
you're
pretty sure I'll do a 10-mile run. in
you're
like 2
you're a
hours.
sandcastle builder.
Not only am I a
He's an
sandcastle
Olympic
builder, I'm kind of weighed down by this giant mechanical arm strapped to my back.
And here's the thing: I can take the talent that I can double my agility bonus.
Oh right, 'cause
What?
you're a fucking wolf. I
I mean, I haven't taken it, but I could if I really wanted to.
Thorvir, can we fist bump on the way down?
You mean on impact because we're right next to each other, and
Hell
we
yeah.
fist bump
We
at the
get,
moment of
we
impact?
get superhero lands, fist bump, and then you pull out your claws, I'll pull out my axe, and we run down the first motherfucker we see.
You know,
How's that?
I was a little hesitant about you, but you sound pretty good, Tom. I might even let you use your servo arm to throw me a greater distance than I might be able to jump.
Can I do that?
I don't
Can I
know.
do that? My first question is, can I do that with my servo arm? My second question is that more effective than just throwing you with my bionic arm?
So
I mean, I think it'd be more effective if I just charged into the group of people and just, tearing house rules bowling. But, it's all about what's cool.
Also, your servo arm doesn't have the leverage to throw a space marine. You could potentially pick him up, but you can't really throw him.
I'm just gonna like cup my hands at my feet and like kneel down and be like, you know how like you lift somebody up
Yeah.
over your head?
Yeah, you turn
just
him
gonna do
into
that?
Sheva from Resident Evil 5. You turn him into a human bullet.
Yes.
Ooh, or if we're surrounded, use a servo arm to pick me up. I'll just extend my space claw. You have your axe, and you just spin.
Just fucking
It's what Decimus does on the regular, but it's cooler
okay.
with two people.
you're just Rocket Raccoon
steal
and
my
I'm
move.
fucking the Winter Soldier. I'm Bucky. It's
Yeah.
just that scene from Infinity War.
Yeah, it's cooler when two people do it. Decimus is just all like, I'm solo. Like an edgelord, because, well, he is. That's who his character is.
I'm a flesh terror. Of course I'm an edgelord.
Yeah, I'm not knocking that. I mean, not yet, at least. Unless you can summon a demon, which you can't, because that's only Mordecai, but he won't.
Ow.
I think that's the best I've ever rolled in a fucking initiative. think?
Wait, is that GIF Harold and Kumar?
It looks like it.
I was talking about the scene where Rob Corddry is trying to interrogate the people using what was it, grape soda, orange soda,
Yeah.
to my sister-in-law's baby daddy, who is black, and he had a great time with that one. And normally I don't like to bring in like what race a person is, but I feel like that was very relevant to the story.
It's fair. If you're a big fan of Rob Corddry and haven't seen this movie, look up Operation Endgame. It's they're a bunch of like secret agents and stuff, but Rob Corddry's a drunk. And somebody accuses him of having the DTs, and he's like, "Well, it can't be that because I'm still drunk." And the guy's like, "Hey, you corrected me." I think Bob Odenkirk's on it too. Bing Rames, a lot of really good actors, actually.
The fact that it's taking so long makes me think that Nick finally prepared enough people for us. I hope to prove him wrong.
As we go down under a hail of pulse fire.
Well, 18 mobs of
Brother Severin,
Yes.
what the fuck is happening over there, bro?
What do you mean?
Who's smoking Northern Lights?
Yeah. Are you watching RuPaul's Drag Race? That's what it sounds like.
I actually am.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, okay. Do it.
Good call, Dewey.
I recognize that
Wait.
voice.
Okay, I was about to ask, how do you know that? Because I've never watched it, so I wouldn't know how to discern.
Ironically, I never watched it either. I just really know that voice. It's a very recognizable voice. Plus that and a lot of sassy talk about clothing and Northern Lights is pretty telling.
You know, it's odd. I was at first because my wife got me into watching it, and I was very much like, I'm not going to watch that show. Why do I want to watch a bunch of like catty men, you know, argue and bitch about everything just in dresses? And then it, because like a lot of those reality shows are like that, right? Where there's a competition, everybody's just an asshole, but it's actually not. And they're some of them are really like they make their own outfits and they're really good. Like it's kind of like holy shit, they sewed that together.
My wife watches the Hills reboot, and I feel like I want to die every time I hear them talk. Like they're trying to be relatable. Oh man, we're on a budget. We have to cut $5,000 from our monthly expenses, and I'm just going, fuck you.
I only have $5,000.
I love how everybody else has double digits here, and then you get to the Fire Warriors, the Crisis Suit, and Mordecai, and they're all. Ah, there goes my headset.
I mean, it does happen sometimes. Sometimes you just roll badly, and that's the way that it goes. Um, yeah. Okay. Everybody give me a perception test real quick, please. Just, just base. It's not gonna be super crazy. Don't worry.
28. That's 1 degree of success.
Okay.
I
have
am
failed.
blind and deaf.
Yeah, I failed.
I am blind and deaf.
I got. Am I the only one who rolled a degree of success here? Granted, it's not a lot, but it's 1 degree of success.
I have
Nope.
3 degrees of failure.
Oh
No,
God.
I
I
rolled
rolled
a
an
98.
81.
You rolled a 98? Holy shit!
Yeah, my eyes
I
just
rolled
melted
an
out of my skull.
18, and that was
That
3 degrees of
aneurysm
success.
you had earlier coming back to bite your ass.
Brother Sephirin rolled a 22. He has 2 degrees of success.
Nice.
Hey.
Okay. So, everyone that succeeded, there are 2 very small drones circling around the crisis commander, and a disturbing shimmer to the air in front of him.
What's it got, a force field?
Sounds like it. Just want to be like, hey, I think that guy's cheating. I think he has a shield on, or force field, whatever the Tau do.
I feel like, Brother Alvatrad with his Emperor Blessed Bolter. Or Brother. Fuck, who's the one with the bolter? Is it Seth? It's been too long, and I don't know everybody's
I have
shit
a
yet.
storm bolter. Sephirin has a heavy bolter.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I feel like Sephirin's Emperor Blessed Heavy Bolter don't give a fuck.
In fact, it does not.
In fact, it does not. Which, since you're the only other one who passed the perception check, I think I'm gonna hit the
Yeah,
box and let them let the blind and deaf parts of our squad here know about it.
Everyone always forgets Thorvir.
Yeah, Thorvir passed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I appreciate it, Thorvir. That's why you're not on the list of blind and deaf people who I'm letting know about the force field.
Look, I just want to be part of the conversation, that's all.
Also, to make you even more part of the conversation, you're a space wolf with space claws. I think you also don't give a fuck about the force field. Gonna be real.
That's where you're wrong. I actually care, only because that makes killing them easier.
How effective are force fields against melee combat?
When you in fact can't get into melee because you can't pass through the force field.
Oh.
Okay, but I've got my
Fairly.
strength. I'll just charge him. I've got a shield.
No, I know.
All right. So then, Brother Alvatred, you are first, sir.
Okay.
I imagine your turn is starting as you're impacting on the ground and collecting yourself, ready to make an action. You all have.
I would like
Mhm.
to attempt to, as I am cannonballing through the air, roll into a crouching position. Bolter ready and fire upon the fireway. Tactical landing. have an anti-infantry weapon. I can't really do much against chrysosers, except for manhandle them.
Yeah, except for flex your big beefy space marine arms and pry open tin cans.
Noogie. I can just pin his head.
Okay.